As you all know that I'm a full stack blockchain developer. I build different dApp for different blockchains, Solana, Ethereum, Avalanche, depending on the client's requirement. We try to build the project and deliver. And we also do the auditing of the application where we target the application and check all the features which they are providing, whether the application is live or whether they are in the development phase. So what I have realized in the past couple of months, whatever application I have audited so far, that most of the developer make huge mistake when they're working on any application, any dApp. And in all of those applications which I have audited, I have found a lot of bug related to this 5 common mistake which most of the developer make when they are building these applications. And you have to be aware about it, because whenever you are giving your work to anyone else, whenever you are building something, you have to take this into consideration, because if you are not fixing this particular issue, later you're going to have a lot of problem when you're going to allow external contract to call the token, allow the authority, staking, airdrop, all of this model. It's going to create a lot of problem if you don't focus on these 5 common mistakes which most of the developer make when they build a decentralized application like Solana token creator or any other project which deal with the Solana SPL token. So the very first one I have noticed is handling the decimal in wrong way. And that's the most common problem you will find with the beginner developer. Even the intermediate developer make this particular mistake. They don't handle the decimal, because you know that when you are writing the decimal in the contract, you have to follow the similar structure in the front end side when you will use the Web3.js, and you're going to convert it into a proper structure so it can execute and pass the data into the contract. So you have to focus on decimal handling, because it could be a stable coin, it could be a normal SPL token we have in 9 decimal point. So you have to understand that token decimal can be vary depending on the token. So you have to build the logic around that particular segment. This will save a critical bug in the contract as well as in the front end sides. The next one we have is the metadata issue. Don't know what is metadata, and when it's come to storing the data on the blockchain or passing the data into the contract through the IPFS, you do it totally in the wrong way. So there are a couple of structure which you can implement, that how you can structure the object in which you can keep the addresses, then you can keep the images, when you can keep the like decimal point, you can keep the supply, you can keep all the authority which you want to add in the token. So you have to design in a similar and structural way which is acceptable to other decentralized ecosystem. Like when you will take your token to the centralized model or a DeFi exchange, there you have to follow their protocol, there you have to follow their structure standards, then your token would be acceptable. Otherwise they will not allow you a token to have on their exchange. So you have to understand metadata. It's very important, and most of the creators, they neglect this part. They allow you to create the token, but they don't allow this particular feature to upload the metadata of the token as well. That's the second. The third one we have is the token supply. Most of you pick the wrong supply for your token. So there are few things you have to understand when it's come to a supplying. So when you have a constant supply, for example, I have 1 million token, and if you go with that 1 million to the market, there you will have more transparency. When you will have the fixed supply, there you will have the higher chance and you will have more value. So when you are keeping the fixed supply, you have to also disable the feature of your token, because by default it will have the minting authority, it will have the freezing authority, it will have the like update authority. So you have to disable all of this feature. You cannot have this feature and you can say that I have the fixed supply. Later you can increase the supply, and there you will do the market manipulation, which is not acceptable. It is acceptable, but in that way your token market cap will go down and people will not trust your project. So you have to have a fixed supply. Now the next one we have is the security mistake. Most of you simply deal with the normal transaction without doing a proper validation within the contract, or if you do in the front side. So you have to always check the validation, no matter it's taking one line extra code, but you have to do the validation properly. What I have noticed other day, that there was a developer who written the entire smart contract for Rust, and in every single function he was just doing the same check over and over again. In that way the code was getting bigger and it was absolutely unnecessary. You can take into a modified format and you can simply plug it, so it will do the check automatically. So understand that how you can build. There are different way, different strategy which you can implement to prevent any kind of bug in your contract. We already have a complete project where we have built the Solana token creator, where we have taken all of these into consideration and building a secure model. Let me give you a quick overview. You will find that this is the project we have, which allow the user to create the token. So they can come back here. You can see I have already created this token. I can create another one. I can click on this. I can come back here. I can fill out the details. Let's click on this continue, and I can provide all of these details. So let's call this token name, and I can give the same name. Let's call this TN. Once I get that, now I can remove the star, and I can also give this particular one, copy this particular test. That's what I can paste, and here you will have this one. So this one is very important. This is what I have told you, that you have to understand that how you can handle the supply. And here you will have multiple decimal model. So you can go with 0, you can go with 4, 2, whatever you want to add to your token, you can provide that. But most common one we have is the 9 decimal point. Now I can simply come back here, I can click here, I can simply upload my image, or I can simply upload this one, click on this open, and here I got it. Now I can simply click on this continue, and here we'll have the option. So if I want to add the URL, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, I can provide. As I told you that you have to design the metadata structured in such a way so all of this data can be fit in the metadata, and it would be go in decentralized IPFS model where you can provide this data. So I can simply click on this continue, and here you will have this one. So this is the advanced feature we have included in this token creator. So we can make some more money. By default, we are charging 0.1 Sol for token creator. But if the user wants to remove these features like freezing, revoke, minting, and update, then they have to pay extra for each one of this feature if they want to remove. And there we have the potential to make extra money. As I told you that you have to go with a constant supply, and you have to go with more transparency where you can remove this feature. So once you are okay, you can simply, if you want to remove, you can simply check this one, and you're going to be charged additional this for each one of this feature. But I don't want to do that, but you can do that. I can click on this launch my token, and here we are launching. You will find it's going to call our phantom wallet. Just wait, soon it's going to call, and you will have the detail. Let me give my credential. I got my credential, I can click on this OK, and here you will find that I'm launching my token. This is the money I'm paying. This is by default, 0.1 Sol is going to be in my wallet. I can simply click on this confirm, and the transaction will be completed, and I'm going to pay the commission, and it will go to my wallet address. Obviously, I'm not going to do the transaction, otherwise I have to pay the money. So I'll simply cancel the transaction. So this one is really powerful. This is how you have to build the application, and you have to understand that how this project plays a vital role, where you will have the opportunity for learning perspective. If you are an investor, you can launch this project straight away, and you can make money when the user will use your project. So you can see I have already received couple of fund in my account 1. So you will find that I already have the fund. And if I come back here, if I go back to my account 2, this is the account which has the fund which I can use to perform the trade. So this one is really powerful. I would suggest you to have a look, watch through this project, try to understand the model we have included, and try to build it from scratch. Try to build it from scratch, even take this project and simply launch it and make money passively. So that's the only thing I want to cover in this video. If you have any question, any doubt, do let me in the comment section. I'll definitely try to help in that. With that, I'm ending this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.